you're going to notice a little bit something different. This part of the video is now September 12th. I've hardly done any stitching, and a lot has happened. So this is going to be the beginning of the 2 videos that are going to merge all of this together. So with that being said, I wanted to say hi, my name is Carey. My name is also known as the Patient Stitcher here on YouTube and on Instagram. I wanted to thank everybody, just because you come back and you watch and you do and you support me, and I will say thank you for my new subscribers. I don't know where y'all came from, but I'm so blessed. I'm glad that you sat and enjoyed my last video, which for some reason has over 1,000 views. I don't know how these things happen, but I'm utterly shocked and so appreciative. And if you hear my voice, I'll tell you in life updates what's happened over the last few weeks. My last video did not, so there's like 5 segments that it's going to look a little weird because I'm obviously in some dress actually fairly decent and I look like hell today. So the last part of the video will be the last 2 WIPs that I worked on in August, and the WIPs that I'm supposed to work on in September, but I haven't touched one yet, which is kind of sad, and I really need stitching therapy. So I'm going to stop this video so you can see some of the little bloopers between now and then, and I'll be back with you to show the last 2 WIPs that I have next to me and what I'll be working on hopefully for the rest of September. Hi, Avi. Hey, everybody. We are here today for Flosstube number 24, I think. I know we always should check this stuff long before we even get on our videos, but whatever. Aviana is joining us today. I don't know for how long, because obviously, as we can tell, she's acting like a typical 2-year-old. She'll be 2 next month. Do not put your foot up there, please. But I figured we're going to try, because she is moving. Keep that away, because people aren't going to want to hear all that junk. Here. Got it? Okay. Anyway, so I figured I'd have her here today because her mom and her are moving on to their new house. And I won't see her as much, so this video as much is for you as it is for me. Oh, okay, or not. Do you want to help me or no? Do you want to help me or no? Can you tell everybody hi? Can you tell everybody hi? Except you're telling everybody you can stick out your tongue. So I'm here today with obviously a very rambunctious. Mom's on the side over here waiting for me to like rescue myself. Are you ready? Yes, you are. Are you ready? Sorry, we had a meltdown. Meltdown number 1. Okay, we're gonna tell them we have 4 finishes. We have 4 finishes. We have, which hopefully I don't even know which way your hair is going. 4 finishes and lots of WIPs. They can't hear you over here laughing, you silly girl. And we have what I'm going to do for... Are you done yet? Did you get your giggles out? No. Okay. Hey everyone, I'm back in my normal spot. It did not work out with my granddaughter and I. I think honestly she's probably, my husband plays with her outside a lot, so I think she gets, see, I'm all miscabulated. She goes out and the sun's going down on that side and it's just a little crazy. But anyway, he played with her outside and I really think honestly she's probably ready for a nap. While I worked all day, they played all day. I mean, honestly, you can't have, that's pretty amazing if you ask me. So, as I was saying, I should say, today is, I'm going to get my shirt all situated. Today is August 31st. My name is Carey. I am the Patient Stitcher, known here in Flosstube world and over on Instagram. I also, this is a channel mainly about, or I've only done cross-stitching, but I quilt, I sew, I made project bags. Thank you, Kiara and Tamara, for the kind words about my bags. I greatly appreciated it. They were contest winners a couple months ago, honestly. And we should just, you know, I can't get anything out to save my life. Half the time it's because I'm stinking too busy. With that being said, this week's video brought to you with 4 finishes. I know I wanted 5, but in a couple weeks having 4 finishes I feel is pretty extensive. So I have 4 finishes. I have a few WIPS progress updates. I have plans for September. Holy crap, I can't even honestly believe September is here. We'll talk about some of my new Flosstubers that I have followed over this past few weeks. I didn't watch as much as I thought I was going to. I read a few books, even though I didn't write them all down, so maybe I'll just put that in the next video. And I actually don't know what else. And probably haul plans. I do only have one thing to haul, but I'm super excited about some finishes. Some of these finishes have been in the works for quite some time, and if you follow me on Instagram, then you've probably already seen them before. So might as well just start with my finishes because I think it's pretty amazing. This one is a Dimensions kit. It's called Happily Ever After. I finished this here just this past week. I'm actually thoroughly in love with this, but if you don't like backstitching, this is not the one for you. So the only thing I have left to do on this, I haven't even ironed it yet, is I'm going to put my husband's name and I right here. I just haven't done that yet. So what is very cool about this, I'm going to throw this in this way, is these stinking little, I am in love with these little itty bitty French knots that look like little beads. Aren't they the cutest? And then I had, oh, these purple ones. Check out these purple ones. I so loved them. There's some down here too. So the back stitching brings this piece together, and it's going to hang on my wall. I'm absolutely 100% in love with this. So yeah, my husband actually really enjoyed this too. What made me fall in love with this was the scroll work, and I actually don't think my husband and I have anything on our wall to represent us, so I'm going to put our name in here. I'm actually probably going to put like the date we were married, maybe. We'll see. So the next time you see it, maybe it'll be an FFO. And the next one I have, I'm sure you guys have seen this, is from Bobbie G Designs. And Cinderella is proof. She is finished. And backstitched and all, people, backstitched and all. Check her out. Isn't she amazing? So I did not put, I'm going to show you some real quick. So these pieces go on the shoes. Like one of them goes right here in the flower, right here in the middle of the flower. The other one goes right here, literally at the top. Another one, I'm trying to show you. Another one goes right here, right in the middle of that black bow. And the reasons why I haven't done it yet, because I haven't ironed this. I am gifting this. Thought it was going to be mine forever, but I have a different plan for this. So I will take a video if it's gone before the light's kind of coming in. I will take a video of what it looks like when I get done. I do believe I'm going to try to do my first flat fold before I send this out. I think it's going to be amazing. So I'm really super excited to see how it turns out. And but I'll put it in my next video because I have not ever done. I don't think I've ever done an FFO yet. So it'll be fun to actually have one of those. If that's yeah. My next finish is from the Prairie Schooler, a Prairie year. I was working on January. So I actually finished January. I am in love with this. This is super cute. So this is on 28 count, I do believe. It's on 28 count mushroom. I believe this was actually fabric from Hobby Lobby, but I know it's a mushroom. I just had it in my stash and I said, okay, these would look really super cute on this. So that is finished. And last but not least, I'm going to tell you one. You guys are going to laugh at me. So if you haven't already seen this before, this is the oldest WIP in my pile. It is no longer my oldest WIP in my pile. This is... this whole poor little magazine has, or leaflet, whatever you want to call it, book, has been through the ringer over the last 25, 26 years. It has had water damage. It has had, you name it, everything. There's the back. And so I was stitching the Anacapa Lighthouse. There's the picture. Y'all ready for this? She's finished. Can you believe it? My oldest WIP to date is officially finished. I absolutely loved, believe it or not, how this turned out. I didn't like it when I was stitching it because I'm telling you, this Kreinik was horrible. But I absolutely loved it. I love the fact that you can see the railings now, the details in the windows, like the lights are on, and this is not where my husband and I got married, but we did get married at a lighthouse, but it's similar. And I actually think I'm going to frame it and put it with our wedding stuff. We enjoy actually the fact that we got married at a lighthouse, and not many people get that opportunity, and since my husband and I were both in the Coast Guard, we really feel that maritime service and everything else, it was just really fitting for our wedding. So I think this will just hang up. I don't have a lot of nautical themed stuff, and that's kind of unusual because a lot of people who are in the military have lots of nautical stuff. I don't have any. In fact, I'm not the buoy person. I'm not any of that. So, but yeah, it's a finish, and that concludes all of my finishes. This was stitched on 14 count Aida, by the way. It's very old Aida, very black. I mean, very, like, I think it's 14 count. When I started stitching, that's all I stitched on Aida. So, yeah. I might actually open this book back up again. I saw another piece that I was like, okay, I might stitch that. Otherwise, I probably won't stitch much more else in this book. And the only reason I'd stitch it is just because I do love seagulls and everything else. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see this one. I am not honestly 100% happy about how the patterns were written. This was 1995, I think. So maybe I won't do anymore. It's called time, and I don't know if I have a lot of that anymore either, so we'll see. It might come back out. And again, it might not. And I would show you more of them. This one you can actually see fairly decent. I do love this piece. Because that's honestly how it feels when you're out in when you see half the lighthouses. Okay, so that was finishes. Put that off to the side, and that's plans. So last month, I told you guys that I got some of this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous thread. Actually, last video. And I told you I couldn't remember what it was going to. You want to know why I can't remember what it's going to? Because I forget when I order stuff. So I ordered this Monsoon. I know it's in my little Ziploc bag. By Karen's Water Lilies. Oh, is that just the Karen collection? Probably. And I have another one in here. But it actually was going for my... The Snow Queen by Nora Corbet. And I can show you where I was last time, but I actually stitched a little bit of this beautiful coloring because I really wanted to get it done. Really wanted to add some more to it. And this is where we are now. Look at gotta get all these threads out of the way just so you can see progress. I'll flip the top a little bit. So I finished some more up here. This is actually part of the Karen Water Lilies, and so isn't this. I had two colors, and I filled in some right here too. The variegation, there's a lighter and then the darker. You can see the darker here where I added a couple stitches, and then the lighter. The darker stitches are actually within the beads, and then the lighter stitches are in her skirt. But honestly, I really enjoyed stitching this, and I kept telling myself I need to go back, I need to go back. And so the last couple of nights I actually went back and stitched some more on it. With my job, it can be very tedious, and sometimes your brain just doesn't want to, you just don't want to do anything. You just want to come home and veg and just relax. And not gonna lie, I did that a couple days. But I do try to stitch, a couple times. And actually I forgot to tell you that the fabric on this one is. It is the called for fabric, and I do not have the tag. So, I know it's 32 count something. It's stitched on 32 count Twilight Blue by Witchell. So yes, I don't know if it's Twilight Blue. I think it's more like a blue-gray, but not gonna complain. And my next project, which I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm thoroughly obsessed with this project. And I think a couple people already are very obsessed with it too. It is The Haunted Library by Lola Crow. I'm just trying to see if I can find a picture of what it's supposed to look like without showing all the stuff. The second edition is already out. It came out on the 26th. It actually has a witch here. Oh my gosh, she's so stinking cute. I don't know if she's a vampire. I don't know if she's a witch, but she's floating and carrying books. Obsessed. She is amazing. I love this piece so much. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to continue to stitch on it. I have not finished the first section as of yet. I'll show you where I was before, which was not that long ago, and where we are now. So I got the cat in, which is cool. So the cat is super, super, super cute. I have to outline him. I do not have that thread. I'm going to go pick that up today. The candles are in. I'm actually going to see if I can find a fluorescent or a glow-in-the-dark bead that I'm going to try to do in yellow. So maybe I can get these candles. I actually even thought about changing this out for glow-in-the-dark. So the candles will be glowing, but I'm not 100%. I might. I actually do think I have the fabric from a project that I did. Or not the fabric, but I'm sorry, the sun's getting me. That's not fair. There you go. So this is going to be my plans. This will be coming up in September too, and it will continue to come up until I get caught up. So I do think I can get caught up by the next video. Another one comes out September 2nd, which is in a couple days. So they actually do come out fairly quickly, one right after the other. September 2nd, 9th, 16th, 23rd, 30th, 7th, 14th, 21st, and 28th. So I mean, it's just consistent. They're coming out really super fast. So I'm hoping, tell you about life updates shortly, but which I kind of sort of already told you a little bit. So this will also be my plans. So I'm kind of doing haul and plans at the same time. Another thing that you didn't actually see, you saw this at the beginning of the month, which was August plans. This is a fairly old WIP also. However, I didn't actually do anything until about 2.5 weeks ago. And I only worked on this for 2 days, and I feel like I got a ton of stuff on it. So this is, it's designed by Doreen Jones, but it was Sal through Lakeside Needlecrafts. I started it. I got some of the, let's get out of here. I started it, got some of the a border done, and never went back to it. And this month you're going to see another one I did that too. I really enjoy, I didn't know what salves were because we didn't have salves when I started cross stitching way back when. But man, when 2017, 2018, I was into every salve, even if I didn't like it. In fact, I've ditched a few of them because I didn't like the stuff that was going on. So this is what it is. I can show you where I was before. And this is where we're at now. Look at this. I gotta actually find out where the sun's not hitting me. It's really bad sun day. Ha ha. Let me try to get all this out of the way. This is where we're at now. I actually thought I got a ton of work done in the house. So I got, the border was already done. I got the present in, and I got his bed in, and you can actually see where he slowly got some pajamas hanging on there. Look at his pajamas. It almost matches the fabric a little too much, but there's his pajamas. So most of his bed is almost done. I've outlined his closet. I do not know if this will come back out. December really doesn't have very many WIPs on it, so we'll see. Maybe I'll stick with a bunch of Christmas WIPs for Christmas and go, but we're going to travel this Christmas, so we'll see what happens. That might be in life updates too, who knows. Okay, projects will be all over the place. I don't actually think that I showed this one earlier in the don't think I showed it in my last video, because my last video I don't think I actually worked on it. And then I got an urge to just stitch, and I actually got 3 pages. I'm pretty proud. I got 3 pages done on this. So, and I'll show you where we're going to be next. I'm actually trying to see if I can find the, I don't even know what I did with it. Anyway, it's the 100 owls. There is the, what it's going to look like. And I'll show you where I was before. And this is stitched on 32 count Vintage Mocha. It's a linen. And this is where we are. Make sure I got everything. And that's where I am now. Here, I'm just going to fold it, because this side did not get worked on as much. This side's going to get worked on. There you go. I got that whole side done, including the frame. I was really super happy with it. So the last time you saw it, I had this border done. I had to go through, I'm going to fold it. So I had the border done. That was a bad fold. You can't see jack. So I had this done up here, this part. I stuck with, I'm actually kind of out of order on this, because like this is like frame 7 and 8, and this is like whatever. But since I was on this side, this was like 1 page, this was another page, which he reminds me like of a turkey owl, but that's not what his name is. Anyway, and then of course this is another page that goes along with the next side. For plans, which I might as well just tell you my plans, because it's going to come up again in September, is to do this side. Fold this over. So you'll probably see in the next video, if I can get it done, you're going to see the frame. I already did this 1 page, so you're going to see this next page. So you actually might even see more. I'm hoping to get to this piece in the project, which is in the centerpiece. I want to get to this done. So the next time you're going to see these owls hopefully done, this border done, and hopefully this center. So that's going to be 3 pages also. So if I get further and continue on with these plans, there's a really great chance I could still have this done by the end of the year. That's my goal. Hi everyone, I'm back. And this is take 3, I think, of this video. I've recorded twice, and I never get to finish anything. And so thanks for sticking around, because you never know what's going to happen in my world. So I have 4 WIPs that I did not get to show you in the last segment. Now let me at least try to get some of these done. I'm going to take this off the Q-snap. So I'm sure you've all heard, or at least most of you have heard, of the Haunted Library Sal that is out. This is the only piece that I have been working on continuous. I really can't say continuously, because the last couple weeks have been really hard on me. So I don't want to say there's a continuous of anything at this point in time. But it is the only project that I've stitched on. And let me tell you, I am obsessed with all the new parts. I think part 3 has come out. It was actually out while I was in my, or doing my, it's not a vacation, it was visiting a friend, and I will explain that in life updates. But this is the only thing that I've done. I can show you where I was before, and it's on my Q-snap still, and this is where I'm at now. Y'all, remember when I tell you, if you have not seen some of my videos, I tell you all the time to read the instructions. I automatically thought, since this was on Vintage Country Mocha, which is what this is, which I have a ton of it, because somehow I bought a yard of it, and everybody's stitching on it, and lots of things are on it, so why not, right? It works. However, this was stitched on 36 count, I cut 32 count at whatever I needed, and margins are crazy tiny on this, so I'm really hoping I have enough space and room. So I do have some floss, but I at least got this side done, which I'm super excited about. I'm missing one thread. I did start, let's see, look at the side. There's a witch on this side, which I started some of her. There's a skeleton over here, but up here, I love, 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 love. They have the library piece with the stacks. Super excited to spend some quality time with this. I just haven't had enough yet. But I love books. I think I've read 4 books in the last couple of weeks. Love. If you have not, I've not done a lot of sales in the last few years because I don't like them. So I guess I should say it's not that I don't like them. It's that I like the first part of it, and then I'm very disappointed usually by the time I get more done. So I haven't been sticking with them. A next one that I actually have worked on little itty bitty. I told you is Dasher from Nora Corbet. I should say this is where I was before. Maybe I'll just do a side by side so you can see. I have actually been working on the beads, and I've finished like all this side right here. Gorgeous. Remember I told you, if you watched the last video, I told you that I mistakenly did a bead right here. I actually put the clear and it's green. So if you see my little string here, I'm just trying to make sure that I secure that before I do anything else to make sure that I don't mess anything up. Here I did the snowflake. This is actually supposed to be in this cry neck. However, the snowflakes do not look good in that cry neck. I've tried, and so I did the same thing with this one. I just pretty much did the white with one strand and did the same thing. So I did that. It'll also be the same way over here because I didn't like it over here, but I did all the beads at the top. There's another string here of cry neck that's going to have to go through. I did the back beading. For some reason I'm missing this color. I'll have to find it and finish it. And this will be done minus this part of the beading on the border on the bottom. I've come to the conclusion all 8 reindeer are going on this piece. I think this is Alchemy. Crystal Alchemy by Picture This Plus. It's 32 count Belfast. I like doing this, but I'm not going to bead any more of them because it is very hard to put the Q-snap here since I'm putting them like right together. There's literally like 3 inches from top and bottom, but not enough when it comes to trying to put a Q-snap on here. So I'm going to put them on my scroll frame. I'm actually going to add some fabric to this and put them on my scroll frame and work them that way. And then I will put all the beads on them. So that, no more beading on any of my reindeer until they're ready to be fully completed because I just don't feel like I have enough room. And then I really do enjoy beading, but this week has been emotional, so I just haven't been able to hold my interest on a whole lot. So it got a little love, and I love it. It just, yeah, anyway. So that got a little bit of love. Something I didn't show you in the last video was a WIP that I had worked on called the Policeman's Prayer. And I'm working on this for my brother-in-law. My husband actually gave me a really cool idea, is to take this word police out and put my brother-in-law's badge number to personalize it. And so I think what we'll do is before I finish it and put his badge number in there, I'll show you guys. I will probably continue to work on this as now it is going to be a priority. We won't be here next year, and I don't think I'll be able to do it next year. So I think I might actually try to get this done this year and give it to him as a Christmas gift. So I'll show you where I was before. And this is where we are now. I actually did quite a lot of work on this. So I finished the wording on this piece. I also finished the border, or at least tried to work on the border at the bottom. I finished the border on both sides, almost all the way down this side, but I need to finish the red on this side. And then I did the tent stitch all the way over to make sure that the border would match up. And every 10 stitches I do a full cross, just so I can make sure that it actually matches up and does everything. But I'm really super, super, super proud of this. It seems very, very simple, and honestly, framing to me is like mundane, so that's like really the hardest part. But words really go really well. So all I have to do is finish the eagle at the bottom and put in a few more things. I am going to change up a few things considering some of the stuff. I don't even know if you can find it because the pattern's kind of old. So I may make it. It's a cable. We'll see what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to use acrylic. I don't know if I'm going to use, I don't know yet. So I'm going to find something that'll work. The next stitch that I have up, this was my work stitch for August. I didn't do much of it because I really tried to actually walk or do anything, you know, during my lunch breaks. But sometimes you just never know, right? And that is the owl from the Mill Hills. It's a beads and button. I'll show you where I was at before. And I'm actually going to put this backwards so you can see it from the white. And this is where we're at now. I'm really enjoying this. And one of my viewers gave me an idea from the Appalachian Trail. So I'm going to really try hard to put that in there. I found a few kits, and I'll explain some of that later on in a future video. But I'm really super proud of where I got. This may not go away. This is such an easy stitch for my lunch breaks, and it's easy to see. So I have a funny feeling that I'm going to keep this particular one out because I didn't see really any smalls in my next for September. So it may stay out just so I can enjoy it and take it to work, and it's a lot easy to do. So that was all of my stitching WIPs that I worked on in August. However, I'm going to, so if you're just turning into my channel and you've only seen a few videos, people that have been watching for a while already know what I've been doing for 2022, but I went through all my WIPs. I have about 65 WIPs, and I was discouraged because I wasn't actually touching all of my WIPs. So I made it a point in 2022 to work on every single one of my WIPs in 2022. So I created a list of everything. I was trying to keep WIPs in certain months. So if they had a month, I was trying to keep them in that month. So if I started them in January, they were up in January. However, I noticed that most of my WIPs were in May because of Mania. And why not start all in Mania, right? And so I used some of those WIPs throughout the months. So what I did was I have a full-on Excel spreadsheet of all my WIPs when I started them, etc. And I made my own list for each month. This one says August, but this is September because I took a month off because of just a bunch of family things happening. And so these are the ones that I will be working on in September. However, I'm not going to lie to you. It's already the second week of September and I've stitched on none. So my goal this month is to at least get 500 stitches in each project. If I get more in them, I'll be super happy. If not, then we will work from that. We'll see what happens. So the first up that I have is, I'm looking down below because I put them right here next to me because this is the third time that I've done this. And I'm so happy that I've not put them away. Is To All a Good Night. I am a Santa. I love Santa. I love everything Santa. Mostly old school Santa, but I really do enjoy stitching on Santas. I absolutely, Father Christmas I love him. So what's cool about this is I dyed my own fabric one year, and he is on a 32 count Zweigart, I do believe. And here is where we're at. I have to figure out which way it goes. I'm sure I'll find out eventually. This is where we're at. I did not get much stitching done in this. I'm hoping my stitching has changed since I stitched on this last year. I'm really hoping to get some more progress and obviously put some more into it. But I did dye this on my own. I actually am loving this marbleization that's in here. I never even ironed it. I was hoping to make it look more like, you know how the moon comes through the clouds at night. I'm hoping that that's kind of how it looks when it's finished, but I still love it. I think it's beautiful. And what's even more interesting is the 3 fabrics that I dyed the same day with different colors are in this month's projects, which I find very ironic. So hopefully get 500 stitches in this one. Next one up I have is an amazing, I love this piece, I love these pieces. Beatrix Potter, it's Christmas pieces. One of my girls was Beatrix, or had a Beatrix Potter room because I just absolutely love the storyline. I just think it's amazing and I love it. And this is where we are with that, which is one of the bunnies, I do believe, the bottom of the bunny. I'm hoping to finish like this bunny, which is taller, and the bunny next to it. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. But it's really beautiful, and this is also on 32 count swagger. I believe I purchased all of that. Oh no, actually that one's on an even weave. 28 count swagger even weave. Next thing coming up this month is, everyone should know, I do love my Saturday evening posts. I love them. What's cool about this one is there's a couple of them on the back that I absolutely love. I don't think I am stitching another one called, you guys just saw it a couple months ago. The Prairie. I forget what the name of it is. So here is where we are with that. I did dye this fabric myself, and I was working on the pumpkin. And I just think I'm absolutely in love with this fabric. This did some seriously wonderful marbleization. I love it. So, and then my needle minder is from Lakeside Needlecraft when they did a Christmas, or not Christmas, a Halloween sale, which I actually finally finished. So I'm really excited to see how far I can get on this one. I have been itching to stitch this. Itching is a great word, right? Speaking of Lakeside Needlecraft, I did, whoops, moving out there. I'm only going to be able to show this one because I don't actually think I have a full print of it, but this was Under the Sea Sal in 2017. This is all done by Doreen Jones, and I pulled this out, actually finally started it last year, and I pulled it out, I'm sure, for some kind of stitching something. I did a lot of stitching contests, crafts, whatever last year, and this is where I got. And I did the mermaid, and I did her skin 1/1. I think her skin looks amazing. I actually cannot wait to finish just the mermaid herself. It's not difficult. It was just that I didn't do anything with it, and I really think that if I actually stuck with something like this, I could finish it within a year easily. This was a 1-year sal. Why I didn't even work on it, I don't know. I had literally just gotten back into cross-stitching, and to tell you the truth, I was buying and stitching everything. After years of not stitching, this is what you do. You go back and you stitch everything, stitch it all. Hold on one second. The next one up for the rest of September, which I absolutely love, is the La-Di-Da Something Wicked. When my mom had her quad bypass, I went to a store because I was literally in the hospital for 5 days. I didn't leave. And I just needed to decompress, and I looked for a store, found this store, and way in the back they had some cross stitch, which I kind of went a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie, and went and bought like 4 or 5 patterns, and this was one of them. And I started it when I came home, and this is stitched on Lava by Picture This Plus. It's a 32 count Lugana. I actually think this fits perfectly. As funny as it seems. And there we are. Not a lot done, but I think we could make some, I could do some pretty good. Look at that marbling. That's so beautiful. I actually just love this. I really think that this lava is going to be amazing when it's finished. So we'll see where we're at with it. So I think that is everything for my WIPs. I had, for my stash, Hobby House Needleworks. I ordered this a while ago, and they finally got it in and got it sent to me. The Primitive Hair, this was the release for them this year. And my husband and I used to live in Alaska, and we absolutely loved the eagles there. The eagles were impressively amazing in Alaska. They're almost like pigeons. There's so many of them. And I had to have this. I think I have actually a couple. I have the owl. I have a couple of these, so I'm really excited to eventually start them. And believe it or not, I think that might be all I have for updates. Every time I stop one of these videos, which is this the third time, I find myself finding something else. Well, I'll add it to the next one. If this is what you would like to, and you don't want to hear anything about my life updates, I appreciate you sticking with me for this long through all the different videos. And thank you for all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you all, and I really appreciate everybody who watches my channel. As for life updates, it's been a couple weeks since I've tried to get a video out, and my granddaughter and her daughter moved out last Friday, so I tried to start this video the week before that with my granddaughter, as you got to see, and we moved her out, and we were out having dinner, and I also got a phone call from, I didn't get a phone call, I actually got a message from a friend of mine saying that there was a 911 emergency. You don't normally get those when you're out. So I said I'm having dinner with my family. And as soon as I got home, which she lives about 45 minutes away, I said, you know, I'm going to take this. Everybody, it wasn't a good scenario, but I called and sent the message and said, hey, and found out that my best friend's husband passed away. They were in our wedding. They've been with us for a long time, 18 plus years, and they're very young. They don't know exactly what happened, so this past weekend, it's today, September 12th, so this past weekend we drove to Tennessee and stayed with our friends, their friends and family, and while we stayed there, it was a 12-hour drive, and we got to say our goodbyes to him and to talk with the family and just to be around. And honestly, it was really good to see everybody. It was really good. These are just really stinking hard times. Sometimes I think on my YouTube's videos I am more personable even than I am in person. I don't talk about my life in person. I don't really have a lot of friends in the area that I live in. Not that that's bad or good, or just, I'm a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a lot to take in. I'm loud, I'm obnoxious. Maybe I don't show that on video as much in my stitching, but I can be that person. I can be a lot for some people. I love to laugh. I love all those things. So living here in Pennsylvania for the last 4 years has really brought just a lot of heartache and a lot of, we've had a lot of passings, and we've had a lot of just turmoil in our lives, and it has really given my husband and I questions some of our choices that we've made. But we don't go back on them because they make us who we are. So we had to literally just came back yesterday from that trip. It's a 12-hour ride down, and we had gone to the funeral and stayed with, and hung out with the family, and came home yesterday. Their journey is going to be long and hard. They have 2 young children. I hope to support them as much as I can, throughout their journey. Honestly, I can't even imagine my husband or any of my children leaving me. It's just, it was hard enough when our moms passed over these last few years. And yeah. So another thing that I brought up, and I said it in the first video, and I'm going to not cry this time because I'm trying really hard to keep it all together, and I've cried almost every time I've made this video, is I got a message telling me to delete some of my messages because they couldn't leave me a voicemail. So I did. I went through some of my messages and found a message from my mom. that message, unfortunately, was my mom telling me that her mom had passed. Hearing her voice was the greatest and saddest thing I'd ever heard, because I haven't heard her voice in a year. So I saved it. See, I told you I wasn't going to get through this. My message to you is to call your loved ones. Tell them not to answer the phone, so you can leave the sweetest message that you've ever left anybody. Because honestly, hearing her voice, even though it was the hardest time for my mom, was so amazing. I got to hear her voice. And even when my mom passed, I didn't hear her voice. My mom passed with COVID, and they'd intubated her in the beginning, and even on her birthday, she heard my voice because she was awake and she was crying. The doctor said that it was really hard for her, but I didn't get to hear my mom's voice. So right before my mom passed, I believe that she heard everything I said, but I don't believe she was here. She wasn't here on this earth. She was gone, and we all know that she was gone. She was just being supported for us. And so hearing my mom's voice, even though it was really tough, was amazing. So call your kids. Call your loved ones. Call your mom and dad. Call your grandparents. Tell them you love them. And tell them that little special note. They don't have to listen to the voicemail, but tell them to save it. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, that was the most amazing thing. So, my plans for the next couple weeks, I'm going to go that way, is to go visit my granddaughter, hopefully next weekend, or this weekend coming up, and to get back to some kind of normalcy in my life. My husband and I are now empty nesters, and we don't know what to do with our lives. At least I don't. I literally paced my whole house last weekend and cried all weekend, obviously. Not this past weekend, the weekend that they moved out. And we've just been busy. I don't know what normal is because we're in a new chapter in our life. But to all you parents out there who've dropped their children off at college, I just wanted to let you know there are people like me who work at colleges who try to watch over all your babies. They're doing amazing. They're growing up, and be so proud of them. I know there's plenty of stitchers out there. In my first video, I named y'all, but my mind has been gone, and it's not. In my next video, I'll be more prepared because I haven't really watched a lot of Flosstube, but I did prior to all my events happening in my life. I need to catch up on all my friends because you guys are my friends. So, thank you so much for watching. I pray for all of you, and for all my friends in the UK. My hearts go out to you. I cried because even though I am not part of the UK, I believe that every family and someone who's been such a rock for so many people, that's hard. And I'll be watching, and my prayers are with you. I know as a country you guys are devastated, and I will continue to pray for your future and for all that's good. So I love all of you, and until next time, happy stitching.